Bonita, thank you for coming on down.
It's a struggle.
From Pacific Palisades. She was at a retreat and I said, no, you're on my panel, so you need to be here. So she got here. So Bonita, let's talk about your journey. What inspired you to pursue a career at UPS, and what was the first role that you had in that company?
Well, what inspired me to take a job at UPS is I always wanted to be an executive. I attended Career Day at Bank of America, and I shadowed the president for a day. Mm-hmm. And she was really powerful, and the way she dressed and took command. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to be an executive. So, finishing school or college, mm-hmm. I just always wanted to be an executive, and UPS just seemed to be the right fit.
Okay. So climbing the ladders and building relationships. Throughout your career at UPS, you built strong relationships, made meaningful connections, and advocated for your community. How did your approach to networking and relationship building help you grow to the role of enterprise account manager?
I want to say that I know that I'm really, really good mm-hmm. at networking. Networking is key. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Mm-hmm. And I learned a long time ago that you can't wait for somebody to promote you, or you have to be self-promoting. Mm-hmm. So it's funny, I lost the last part of the question, but
growing into the role of enterprise
account executive. I started as a clerk at UPS. I was a manager at Church's Fried Chicken as soon as I got out of high school. Mm-hmm. And I was trying to afford college and finish school. And I didn't like getting robbed at Church's Fried Chicken. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be a store owner, but then I didn't like getting robbed. And then I didn't like people looking down on you in the fast food industry. Mm-hmm. So I kept going to school. I kept I went to the Career Center at Cal State LA, and I got the job at UPS as a clerk. Mm-hmm. And so I noticed at UPS I was training a lot of clerks because I had the management experience from Church's Fried Chicken. Mm-hmm. And so I got really tired of training managers. I need to be paid. So I was encouraged to finish school, and then I just kept excelling at UPS in the sales role.
Okay. So there was a story you told me, and I don't know if you can tell it publicly. I think you can because you don't work there anymore. Okay. So as an account manager, there was someone's account that you cut off for non-payment.
Oh my God.
Can you share that story?
My job as a clerical, I worked the accounting function for UPS. So pretty much I had to make sure that when you see those brown trucks or those planes or trains with UPS, I had to make sure that you paid my drivers. So my drivers get paid weekly. And so people have to pay their account either weekly, monthly, or whatever. Well, I had an account, I think they went, too many months past due. And I was the type of person, if you had to talk to me, you were in trouble. So I think the name of the company was MJJ Productions. And they owed us a lot of money. And in the entertainment industry, sometimes they feel it's because of who you are, they don't have to totally pay. You need to be glad that you have the business. So I told them if I didn't get a check by this date, this time, I'm going to have to interrupt your service because I paid my driver 17 times and you haven't paid us at all. So I interrupted the service and I got a call from the controller, and it's like, you promised you were going to pay. I gave you a week and you still didn't pay. So now I have to interrupt your service. Mm-hmm. So at that time, I really didn't know that it was a really big name, but I didn't care because I was doing my job. and I did my job, they didn't do theirs. So at the end of the day, if they knew me from credit collections, that meant they had a problem paying their bills. So it was
It's non-negotiable.
to tell me later. Yeah.
So now let's talk about memorable moments and mentorships. Over the years, what were some of your most rewarding experiences or projects at UPS? And did you have any mentors who helped shape your career? In turn, how did you mentor others?
My biggest project at UPS? I probably handled, as one of my presidents always told me, he said, we handled the largest babies with white gloves. I handled all the major studios, probably except Warner Brothers, but you had the Sony, Fox, Disney, Universals, and those jobs were challenging. You could be a hero and a zero the next day. The presidents, if you lost the president's package, you were in trouble. They were going to tell you. I think I was doing a job, and there was a big project at Dana Point. All the presidents of Fox Studio were going to be at a particular venue, and the customer told me we lost their package, or we didn't deliver their package on a Saturday. And because of who I knew and how I liked to network, I had to call up a president and make them open up a facility in another, probably miles away. So I made demands, and whenever I had to get on the phone, if I had to move you, shake you, stir you, I was going to get what I needed because I'm representing presidents. So I had gotten the president to open up a building, get the package, and the customer was telling me, if you don't get this, I'm going to tell every president at Fox that we were not going to use your services ever. So it was my birthday, and I'm at the kitchen table trying to figure this all out. And I got the package delivered, and I started looking at the tracking number. I said, this customer said they paid for next day Saturday delivery. Looked at the tracking number, it was a next day from Monday's delivery. So the customer said all these things they were going to do to me and to our company. And then when I got the package delivered, I said, so are you going to tell them that it was your mistake? Or all these things of what are you going to do because you threatened me? And so this particular customer ended up buying me the biggest presents and sent me a lot of different things because she said that we were going to lose the business, and you were talking to a $75 million account. So that was a big deal, and just working with the entertainment industry was always a big deal.
Can you share some of the mentors that you've mentored? Because I've seen you mentor several young UPS representatives. Anyone stand out to you?
I went to Thomas Jefferson High School, and I believe in giving back. As a kid growing up in Los Angeles, I can't say South Central, but people tell me that I'm supposed to, so that's what I'm supposed to say. I always thought about that experience with that Bank of America executive that brought me, that made me want to do the executive work. And I go back to Jefferson High. I've been going back for probably 7 years or more because that's the school I came from. And they always said that our class was going to fail and that we would never amount to nothing because of where Jefferson High was located, 42nd and Hooper. And we were the last African American class. And now I think the numbers were, we were 98% African American back in '82. And now we're probably 2% African American at Jefferson High. So I feel like somebody helped me. So I keep going back to help the girls in a leadership role, whether we're teaching them etiquette or professional presence. That's just what I do because too much is given, much is required. You can't go through life with catcher's mitt on both hands. You got to give back. So that's pretty much what I like to do.
Well, thank you. I know I had a situation. I worked for an organization, the Capital Group in Orange County, and the president's soon-to-be son-in-law sent his daughter a ring through UPS, and they couldn't find it. It was over $20,000. He put it in a package that was poorly labeled and this, that, and the other. And I called my sister. I need your help. The president's son is looking for this package and they don't know where it is. And they know my sister works for UPS. And so I need your help. She got on the phone. She made the calls, found out where it was being held up at because of the packaging. It was in someone's office. And within that hour, she was able to get back to me and tell them, make sure you tell your future son-in-law to label, but at least buy a new box to put it in. Don't reuse a box that already has addresses on it. And so I was able to walk into the office and say, my sister found the package and your future son-in-law needs to da, 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 da. So she's definitely always a phone call away. Let's talk about challenges. Did she make a face? Did she make a face?
People do still call me about packages, and I've been retired 4 years, and I can still find a package.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Without a doubt.
Yes.
Don't call me about your shoes. You better call me about something with some substance. Unless they're your wedding shoes. Okay?
Right. So let's talk about challenges and triumphs. As you advanced in your career, what obstacles did you face as a Black woman in corporate America, and how did you overcome them?
Oh my God. I faced a lot of obstacles at UPS as an African American woman in the sales department, which is male dominated. It was a hard road. I had to network and just really build relationships. Some of it was so painful. Only because just, they said, women in management, you always fighting for a seat at the table. And I was, again, always thinking that I wasn't waiting for people to invite me to the table. I didn't hear that term until now, you know, build your own table. Mm-hmm. But I guess I was operating in my own world anyway, because it was mostly males in sales at UPS, mostly males. I mean, you go to a sales meeting, it's 300 people, it's 300 salespeople, and you probably have about maybe 50 women, I don't know. But my hardest job was working in the entertainment industry. They were really brutal. Mm-hmm. But the way I overcame that is it's unfortunate. Mm-hmm. I had to get involved in a lot of their projects, their after-hours stuff, their charities. Mm-hmm. I was always going somewhere to network. Mm-hmm. I was never really, my evenings were never really my own. I was always at their event or their charities, but it broke down a lot of barriers, because if I called you on the phone and say, you know, you're shipping 75,000 packages with us a day, you know, I'd like to meet with you, you know, can we meet, can I take you to a game or all that, you know, some of that. And most of the time you calling people over the phone, they don't want to talk to you. But when you're involved in their charities or their events, you get to meet the presidents and all the different layers of management, and they're going to, I had to attend a lot of golf tournaments. I didn't even like to golf. I mean, I started golfing in 1999 because I learned that UPS used to pay a lot of money for golf tournaments. You know, it's $5,000 a foursome. I get to spend 18 holes with that client. Mm-hmm. So I was able to break them down during those 18 holes. I didn't even care nothing about golf, but I learned golf. Again, professional presence. I had to dress the part, even though I couldn't golf. But I had to dress the part. And I, again, just attending their charities, golfing when I didn't want to. Oh my God, going to hockey games, and I really didn't. There's a hockey fan in the audience. But I learned to like hockey over, a few shots, made it better.
Yes.
But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I just had to network and network and network.
Okay. So leaving a legacy. Looking back, what advice would you give to young professionals, especially Black women who aspire leadership roles in major corporations?
I would say find a mentor inside and outside of your work. Believe in yourself. Know that you're enough. Once you get there, please and thank you go a long way. Thank the people that helped you. And being present. Show up when you don't even want to show up, because someone is in the room that wants to talk to you, that probably can help you and make your struggles or your path even shorter. So I would say just be present and show up on time. Because I showed up sometimes so early that I had my coffee and I was able to look at the whole scene of what's going on. And, you know, you learn some valuable things when you show up and show up on time. I would just say, be present and know that you're enough. And self-promote yourself. Don't wait for your manager to promote you, or, you know, you can promote yourself. Show up at events, and I was introducing my manager to presidents, and I was introducing them to the presidents of UPS, and I was taking them around. They didn't take me around, I took them around. So just be present. Show up.
Well, thank you, Bonita, for definitely being a hidden figure that has graced me with your presence over the years and bossed the heck out of me, but I appreciate it. And I hope you see your works, your investment. So thank you for your time, and thank you for showing up today.
You're welcome.
Yes.